The first step to optimizing your diet in a way that it benefits you in social life is not eating as much. So, even though we know we get tired and lethargic eating until our stomachs are full to the brim, basically, a lot of people actually do it. Like, I even find myself doing it from time to time because I'm just that hungry, of course. We do the exercise. We had a long day at school and haven't eaten anything for 6 hours. So, of course, we want to eat a lot. Now, the problem with this is that after we've eaten too much, we get tired because we want to rest and digest, of course. But actually, we can't do that when we want to be in a social setting. If you've ever been in a social setting and have felt tired, you know how bad it really feels. You don't really want to be there. You actually just want to have a little rest and no one talking in your ear the whole time. So that leads to, if you don't want to be in a situation by being tired, the other people will feel this and you'll have this uncomfortable energy about you. That's pretty basic, right? That also speaks for if you go to school in the morning and the other people are speaking in your classroom. You don't have the energy to do that. Analyze, have you eaten too much this morning? If you have, maybe eat a bit less, like a bowl of yogurt with some of the compounds I will go through in this video. The second step to optimizing your diet for your social life is actually to cut out the carbs until the evening. So what I found in the recent weeks is that I've cut out the carbs in the morning and for lunch. So I'm basically having no carbs, zero carbs during the day except for dinner. This is where I'd eat pasta or bread or any starches. Because you will find this interesting. Starches actually release serotonin. And serotonin is the hormone which makes you feel good. So you feel amazing after you've eaten the pasta. You will want to rest even more. You get more tired. You know this. During the midday, you come home, eat your pasta that your mom has cooked. But you get tired. So you sit down on your bed and scroll for way too long. Or you watch too many YouTube videos, you play too many video games. That comes from you eating these carbs. So you will find that if you want to have more social interaction, more social life, of course you don't want to feel tired again, okay, so don't eat the carbs. Of course, if you're having a nice evening out and you don't have too many things to do throughout the day anymore, like you want to go on a date with your girl, and after that you're going to lay on the couch with her and watch some movie. Of course, then it would feel quite nice to eat the carbs because they are quite tasty, of course. And if you're going to eat Italian, you can't cut it out. So go to a point, go to an extent. You know when it's right, basically. Basically, if you want to feel active, then go a bit more on the low side with the carbs. If you want to be less active and want to chill out the evening, basically, then of course eat carbs, go ahead. An amazing compound that will be number 3 to increase your benefits in social life through the diet are omega-3 acids. So omega-3 acids are found in fish oil and linseed oil. Omega-3 makes it that you feel a lot happier. There were actually studies on it, and they've shown that omega-3 will act as antidepressants even. So they are that mighty. That means if you wake up in the morning, go for your breakfast before school, what I'm eating is a yogurt with nuts, maybe some fruits, maybe some peanuts, butter, but it's not really the butter, and then some linseed oil on top. You only need 1 gram of the basic, I don't know how to explain it, right? But you have a lot of linseed oil, and in there's the compound of omega-3 acids, which you will need. If you have 1 gram a day of this, you will feel amazing and it will be your antidepressant even. Step 4 I want to talk with you about is caffeine. Caffeine is quite interesting because, of course, we know it's in the Red Bulls, it's in the coffee, which makes us feel more alert. But many people actually don't know the downsides to caffeine. So, the downside to caffeine is after you've taken it, about 3 or 4 hours later, you will actually notice a drop in your wakefulness and you will feel tired and even more tired than ever before again. This is because there's this hormone which makes you sleepy, and if you drink a coffee first thing in the morning, it will block the buildup of that tire hormone, of that sleepiness hormone. So you're basically building a dam, trapping off this sleepiness hormone behind it. And then 3 or 4 hours later, while this was building up, the dam just collapses and you're getting hit with this massive wave of sleepiness. Now, there's an easy fix to this. So, you actually don't want to drink coffee the first thing in the morning, so you can be social and talk to people, not be as tired throughout the day. Because if you wake up in the morning and then let the effects of the sleepiness hormone wear down, that means you could drink a cup of coffee at 11 a.m. or even multiple, until the effect will start you in the late afternoon. So that means you could drink the coffee with the people you're hanging out right now with, or you do it shortly before or not at all, so that you still have the maximum capacity to listen to them the whole time. The fifth step, which is really important to me because I've been eating sweets back then, a lot of sweets. So we're having sugar, we're having maybe artificial sweeteners, which I will also get into. And we're having the things that get into a dopamine system. Things that get into a dopamine system, you might know the baseline of dopamine, right? You stand up, have your first meal, it goes up. But after the dopamine goes up, it actually goes down a bit. So what that means, you want to delay dopamine as much as you can. So best case, you will avoid these spikes which will come through the sweeteners and the sugars, meaning that you will have more fun in the social interactions and can be more present instead of thinking about the chocolate. What makes dopamine so interesting is that you basically have a stock. So when I'm talking about that you can enjoy the event with the people more, it's that I'm saying, okay, you have a stock of dopamine, which will gradually go down throughout the day. And it will go faster if you have these sweets, because they will just eat up your stock. So you want to initiate as little dopamine release as possible, also through video games, etc. To then still have like a lot of dopamine left for awaiting the meeting you will have and awaiting the people that you will speak with and the topics you will talk about, being excited about talking. Lastly, I want to talk about something that isn't actually food, but it still will drastically benefit you in your social interactions if you do it right. And that is the sleep and wakefulness counter of your body. So that means basically, if you are tired, you don't want to interact as much with people. If you are awake, you would like some social interaction and you would like to laugh. You have the energy to make jokes. For that reason, I've already told you about the carbs. So the reason I'm saying eat carbs in the evening is that because you get sleepy through carbs, you can sleep better. And if you can sleep better, of course, you will feel better throughout the next day because you're not as sleepy anymore. Then sunlight exposure and light exposure in general is hugely beneficial. So what I've learned is that you need, in the first hour of your wakeful time during a day, to go outside and have at least 10 minutes of sun at you. So it doesn't matter if it's through the clouds or if there's some shadow, there's still the vitamin D compound and the If your eyes see the sunlight, it's good, right? And you will feel a lot more energized throughout the day. This is still a massive struggle for many of us, I know, because we don't really want to go out first thing in the morning, right? We maybe just get up for the breakfast with our family and then get into our rooms again to do the homework or studies or whatever. Now, if you can get this 10-minute walk in just before, just after waking up, forcing yourself to put on the shoes, to put on a hoodie because it gets colder right now, then you're basically doing the thing that will benefit you throughout the course of the day because you get that much momentum through it. You know, I always joke about the supermarkets having 90% of their stock being toxic ingredients to us. But it's actually so true. I've just thought about the things that you would buy there. Now, what are the healthy things? You can buy meat there, some nice chicken. You can eat the vegetables from there, some fruits, yogurt, okay, cheese. The rest is highly refined. The people at the supermarkets and the whole production chain of the people before the supermarket are basically laid out for junk food, right? So there's a lot of sweets which will deteriorate your life quality because they make your dopamine span lower, your baseline lower. Now, there's a lot of carbs in there. If you are still in school and you have a supermarket near your school, you will always see these people, or maybe you are even one of them, that go there and buy the little bread thing, just giving you a debuff for the rest of the day, right? But it's actually not your fault. These things are affordable and we as students want to buy them. Whereas the healthy things and the ones that we don't even learn about in school are underground. We don't even know about them. So the production, the people that produce these toxic ingredients for you, that will give you the debuffs throughout your days and your life, actually. They have the responsibility to put something on the market, but I just can't get behind why there's people making these sweets, even though it doesn't actually benefit anyone. I think they are just evil. And you might have a younger you or a brother, a friend really, that gets hooked onto these sweets, and then you can see over time these people which eat the sweets are not actually happy. A bunch of the time they actually use this to escape. Whereas in social life, right, it does not benefit us at all. And I know I'm straying from the path of social life, how to improve it. But I believe it's actually our mission to call out our friends as well on what they are eating. There was a guy in the last class which always had the toast, not even with any crisp to it, it was just soft toast. With a few, with some meat between it, but the refined one as well. What do you think? Could he have studied better? Eating the vegetables, the yogurts, whatever. Just not the carbs. Instead, he had to fight through this whole school year, was unhappy doing that. We have to get this into our brains that we are so dependent on what we eat. And we don't even notice it because we don't get taught all of this. So be smart. Keep our carbs for later. And we'll see you soon.